He needed to start eating more healthier foods such as salad. Upon getting home after the surgery, I told my girl to reduce the heavy Nigerian food she eats, such as pounded yam, eba. They call it swallow. Now, swallow is food such as pounded yam, eba, and any other Nigerian food. And she basically refused to stop eating them, and we had a little argument. Before you know it, she was on the phone with her friend saying what happened in front of me and how we've broken up. I decided to leave as I found it disrespectful, and he gave me lots of red flags. I also gave her space for a couple days, hoping she will call me or message me to apologize and we move on. However, she didn't do neither for 2 days, and when I decided to call her on the third day, I found out she had blocked me. What should I do? Wow. Now, this is a very, very tricky situation, because obviously you can act emotionally and pass the blame around. It's your fault, it's my fault. But for me personally, if that happened to me personally, what I would do, first of all, obviously, from what he's saying that she just had a major surgery where obviously her body needed to heal. If a girl or a woman like that have a surgery like that, especially when it's concerning her body, it's going to have a lot of impact on her emotionally and mentally as well. So that part itself is very, very difficult. The second part as well is about obviously advising her to eat more healthy. And for me personally, if you're in a relationship, for me, you should be in a space where you should be able to give advice to your partner, and your partner should be able to do the same as well. And it's not just about giving advice to your partner, it's about making sure you understand and listen and acknowledge what your partner is saying. And I think your partner should also do the same. Some people come with this mentality, I'm the man, I do whatever I say. I don't believe in that mentality. I believe in having a civilized communication with your partner, and not just having a civilized communication with your partner, is about acknowledging what they're saying, taking in what they're saying, and try to obviously do better as well. For me, I just don't agree with the part that obviously from what the guy is saying, is told her partner, and basically she just blatantly refused and basically said, no, I'm gonna do what I want to do, blah blah blah. And I don't think that's the right way to go about it. Even if that's what you are going to do, at least acknowledge what your partner is saying. And then obviously after you acknowledge what your partner is saying, if you don't disagree, then of course you come out and be like, okay, cool, respectfully, listen, I don't disagree with what you said, and I'm not happy the way you went about it, but just basically saying, I'm not going to do it and that's what I'm going to do, I don't think that's the right way to go about it. And then moving on to the second part of this as well, where the partner said obviously she now went on the phone talking to her friend and saying basically they're broken up, they just had an argument. Personally, she might have done that because she's joking around or blah blah blah, but for me still, I still feel that's a bit disrespectful. The reason is because your partner is right there, your partner is still in the same room with you, and I don't think there's any guy out there or any person out there that would be okay with their partner just going on the phone right in front of them and saying, listen, we just had an argument, we're gonna break up, and then think that's a joke. For me personally, I don't take that as a joke, and I don't think there's anybody out there that will accept that, and I won't find that disrespectful. I don't think that's the right thing to do. And even if she did want to do that, at least let your partner go. Don't do it in front of your boyfriend. It's like weeing on your back and saying to your partner it's raining. It doesn't make sense at all. And I think that's the best way to go about it. Also as well, I would have said the partner should have just addressed the situation there and then, which obviously most times, yeah, you should do. But I think because of the intense situation of, you didn't listen to me when I spoke to you, I think maybe that's the reason why the partner left the room. Personally, I would have also left the room as well, only because obviously I don't want to create more chaos than it is. Go home, come back refreshed, and then obviously we try and sort it out. But obviously, like I said, there isn't a right way or wrong way, and just because I said I'm going to do this doesn't mean that's the perfect way. You might also address the situation differently if you were in that situation. Sometimes they did say distance is the best way to avoid disrespect, and for me personally, I will also choose that as well. In this situation, partner giving a bit of distance, I think is a chance for obviously the girl to reflect and realize what she's done. And normally, if you reflect and realize what you've done, and I think a lot of people need to learn to say sorry in a relationship, because if you're in a relationship, you're going to do things that's going to offend your partner. Your partner is also going to do things that's going to offend you as well. For the sake of the relationship, you need to learn to say sorry. You need to learn to say, you know what, I'm sorry. You talk about it, you move on. But a lot of people have so much ego, so much stubbornness, and they're not ready to drop their ego or stubbornness. That's man and woman in a relationship. If you want a relationship to work, then you have to be able to drop your ego, drop your stubbornness, and be ready to actually have good level of communication where you can talk to your partner and you can say, you know what, listen, I didn't know these things offended you. I didn't mean it in this way. And you have a communication, you move on. And for the sake of the relationship, it's very important. Final part of this scenario is the fact that obviously after 2 days, the guy didn't hear from her, didn't call, she didn't text, she didn't do any of that. And then on top of that, by the time the guy wanted to reach out, she blocked him. You're not just blocking anybody, you're blocking your partner. And I think in this situation, clearly, like I said, you can use emotions to attack, to go about it, but clearly the girl's acting out of emotions. She's probably thinking on her hand, wait, I'm going through such a difficult time with the surgery, and this person, regardless of whatever's happened, hasn't reached out to me, and he's meant to be my boyfriend. And then the guy